Now that your workspace is set up and cleaned up, let's make our first 3D object. In 3ds Max, everything starts with geometry, basic shapes that you build from. Think of it like digital Lego bricks. These shapes are called primitives. They're simple objects like boxes, spheres, cylinders, and cones, and can get more complex as time goes on. Let's create our first object. Go to the crayon panel on the right and make sure that you're on the Create tab, this little plus icon. Under Geometry, this little sun looking icon, make sure that you're selected on Standard Primitives from the drop down. You'll know you're there because it'll say Standard Primitives, and you'll see box, sphere, cylinder, and a bunch of other shapes in it. For now, go ahead and click on Box. In order to begin creating your box, what you're going to do is in this perspective viewport, and you could create it in any one, but we're going to do it in the perspective. You're going to click and hold down the little left mouse button, and then you can start creating the base of the box. You can make it as wide, as long, or as thin as you want it. Once you let go, then you can start creating the height of the box. Once you have the height where you want it, go ahead and click again, and it'll stop. Now you notice, if you click again, you're going to start making another box. That's because you're still in create mode. All you have to do is right click anywhere on the screen and you'll close the box option and turn off create mode. If you've created a second box, you can go ahead and press the delete on your keyboard to delete that object. After closing out the create tool and clicking on the clicking on the box, you'll see something appear. This is called a gizmo. By default, it'll be in the selection mode, which if you press Q will look like this. But if you press the move tool up here, then you can see the arrows that I have here. Going up, explaining the axes, we have the red directional arrow, which is the x-axis and moves left and right. You have the y directional arrow, which is this green arrow, and it moves forward and back. And then you have the z directional arrow, which is this blue one, and it moves up and down. The gizmo tool is going to be what you use for moving, rotating, and scaling objects in 3D space. We've already moved one of those, each arrow individually, to show that you can move it along that direction, axis. But if you click these squares in between one of these or two of these arrows, then you will move it along the axis of both of those directions. Now, there are two other ways to manipulate your objects. The rotate and the scale tool. Right? There are two ways to switch between these tools. The first is up here on the toolbar. You have your selection tool, which allows you to just select an object. The shortcut for that is Q on your keyboard. Then you have the move tool, or select and move, which is this arrows right here and a plus sign shape. And the shortcut for that is W. Then you have the rotate tool, which will allow you to rotate an object along its axis, and the shortcut is E. Then you have the scale tool, which allows you to increase the size or decrease the size of an object, and the shortcut for that is R. Let's try each one. Go ahead and press W to select your move tool. Click on your object and then drag one of the gizmos and move it in that direction. Now try moving your box up, down, left, right, forward. Try that again. Forward and back. Then you have the rotate tool, which you can press the rotate icon or press E on your keyboard. You'll see colored circles around your object. You can click and drag those circles to rotate your object. This is useful for things like turning objects sideways, flipping them upside down. Then you have your scale tool. You can press the scale tool or you can press R on your keyboard. Click and drag one of the handles to resize in that direction. Or you can resize in two directions, or uniformly in all three. All right. If you make a mistake while doing this, you can always remember to press Ctrl Z. And if you want to move things back to the origin, down here at the bottom, you can actually set all of these. Let's make sure we're on our move tool, and then press in these three buttons. You can press 0, 0, 0, and it brings it back to our origin. If you want to be precise, then we can click over here in our command panel. We can go to the modifier tab, which is this blue square icon next to the crate. With the box selected, you'll see its exact dimensions and settings down here in the parameters. You can change the length, width, or height by typing in numbers or moving these arrows. You can also change the name, and the color in which the object appears. We'll be creating a modeling shader to use later on, so don't get too used to the colors. Try typing in a number like 600 for the length. Now, you can see how long that object went. The object resized exactly to that number. Now, if you need to make more than one of an object, then what you can do is you can hold shift while dragging with the move tool, and you'll make a copy of it. A pop-up will ask if you want to make a copy, an instance, or reference. For now, just leave it on copy and choose OK. Now you've got two boxes. To select both, you can hold Control and click on one, hold Control, and then click on the other box, or you can just drag your selection around them. Then go up to the Group menu up on the top left and choose Group. Now you can give your group a name like Box Group. And press OK. Now, when you select one, you're going to select both of them in the whole group together. You can always go to Group, Ungroup later on if you didn't need it. Everything you create in 3ds Max starts with basic shapes. By learning how to create, move, rotate, and scale objects, you're learning the building blocks of 3D modeling. These tools might seem simple, but you'll use them in every single project this year, from modeling chairs to animating a scene.